Americans have become the most aggressive consumers in human history. We overconsume everything, from gasoline to seafood to McMansions and, of course, television. It's an embarrassing reality, but corporations depend on our endless, unfulfilled desires for their survival. That's why they spend zillions trying to stimulate our buying impulse with their Nike swoosh or golden arches. Did you know that the executives at UPS, MBNA, Wachovia, Merrill Lynch, and Union Pacific are underwriting the neocon takeover of U.S. politics? They gave more than 2/3 of their massive political donations in 2004 to the radicals now running, or should I say ruining, the country, instead of investing in those dark forces. You can put your money where it will serve the greater good, or at least a lesser evil. You have the power to make change. Thanks to an organization called BuyBlue.org, it's easy to find out how corporations vote with their dollars. Under BuyBlue's definition, the reddest companies are those whose executives direct personal and corporate donations exclusively to Republican politicians. On the other end of the scale are the 100% dark blue folks dedicated to Democrats and progressive visions of the future. Of course, we all know that many Democrats are little better than their GOP cronies when it comes to corporate greed. But until we get a progressive majority in this country to carry out major corporate reform, the Dems are the best stopgap we've got. So, if you can't afford to buy local, then you must choose a large corporation as your banker, insurer, or internet provider. Here's a list of which companies to avoid and where your money will do the least harm. Let's start with gasoline. Because the auto industry worked long and hard to destroy our rail system before World War II, few of us can live without an automobile in our sprawling suburbs. On the far right is ExxonMobil, the company that hired lobbyists to deny global warming and then litigated itself out of paying a reasonable fine for the Exxon Valdez oil spill. Let's abandon that ship, shall we? Sadly, not one oil company has a high blue rating, but in the lesser evil category is Citgo. According to commondreams.org, Citgo is wholly owned by Venezuela, a country that is struggling to bring more equality between rich and poor, a plan that infuriates the Bush administration. Why not add to that infuriation by filling up at Citgo? Next, let's compare retail stores. The wealthy conservatives who run Walmart gave almost $1.7 million to right-wing Republicans in the last election. That's 80% of all their political capital. Let's deflate those profits. On the other side of the strip mall, Costco gets a 99% rating from BuyBlue, not only for their contributions to Democratic candidates, but also because they treat their employees well. According to the Seattle Weekly, Costco's hourly wage is $16 per hour, compared to less than $10 per hour at Walmart. Attention Walmart employees, may I suggest you form a union, or just go work for Costco. Many of you are working 2 and 3 jobs these days, eating on the go. Fast food may not always be healthy, but it's cheap and, well, it's fast. If you have to get a quick fix, try to avoid the big names. The suits at Burger King, Wendy's, and Domino's Pizza are heavy Republican donors, although the lords of the Golden Arches serve up more fat to the right than their competitors. McDonald's executives gave 96% of all their political contributions to Republicans in the last election. There is one fast food joint that has rejected the industry's right-wing vision of the future. Sonic received a 100% dark blue rating because its CEO donated solely to Democrats in the last election. I thought about leaving Airlines off my list. That's because, despite those billions of tax dollars and bailouts, the Department of Transportation reports that commercial airlines account for only about 19% of domestic travel. It's yet another subsidy for the rich. If you are one of those lucky few who fly, avoid America West, which gets a 15% dark red rating. Their executives donated almost exclusively to right-wingers in 2004. If you want to fly more friendly skies, try booking with JetBlue. At 75% light blue, they're hands down the most Democrat-friendly of the major airlines. Are you looking for a computer or television? The top brass at Hewlett-Packard see the world with a deep red tint. They gave most of their political donations to Republicans in 2004. On the other hand, HP looks pretty good when compared to the good old boys at Best Buy. Top execs at Best Buy gave 100% of their donations to conservative ideologues in 2004. On the blue side of the electronics aisle is Apple Computer. Despite those offensive Gandhi advertisements, their executives donate almost exclusively to Democrats. Sorry, Windows worshippers, but Mac is the way of the true blue shopper. And once you get your new Mac and need internet service, watch out for the poorly named Earthlink. Their execs earned a 16% dark red rating. Google, however, is true blue, with 100% of contributions going to Democrats. What about insurance? Although 50 million of you no longer can afford health insurance thanks to GOP policies, I'm betting you still have auto coverage. Those Geico ads with the Neanderthals are funny, aren't they? Well, those Neanderthals are a perfect metaphor for Geico's management, who gave 94% of their political cash to right-wing dinosaurs. At the blue end of the spectrum is Progressive Insurance. Buy Blue gives them a very firm thumbs up. I could go on and on like this, but I want to cover more ground. Here's a quick and dirty wrap-up in the style of the McLaughlin Group. Books. Borders. No. Amazon.com. No. Barnes & Noble. Affirmative. Credit cards. MBNA and Capital One. No. And no again. Working assets? You betcha. Cell phones. Verizon. No. Sprint. No. AT&T. No. Working assets wireless. Yes, indeedy. Miscellaneous. Black & Decker? Yes. LL Bean? Yes. Tom's of Maine? Ditto. Burlington Coat Factory? Yes again. Mattel? Yes. Barbie may be sexist, but she's a progressive. Had enough? There's a lot more where that came from. At buyblue.org. Remember, you cast your vote every time you make a purchase. I'm Kevin Quinn. Get out there and buy blue.